All right, so I'd like to also talk about how to properly put down masking tape and properly prep the surface for masking tape. I've just sanded this to a 400 grit, so it's got some dust on it. So how would you get the dust off so that you don't leave that in your surface and contaminate your tape? The simplest way is just to wash it with lacquer thinner. There we go. So take your wiper or rag, fold it several times, put a little on there, doesn't have to be a lot. Wipe the surface in one direction only. Turn it. When it gets contaminated, change it around. Keep wiping down the full width of it. That way we're not reintroducing and smudging. And then one last time, we'll just go over the whole thing. Got dry guide coat coming in from the edge. The next thing I want to do is show you a couple of different masking tapes. Lots of different colors, lots of different price points, lots of different applications. Your basic brown crepe masking tape has largely gone away, but you can still get it. It works pretty well. You just can't let it be out in the sun for very long. The blue stuff has taken the market by storm. This tape has 7 days indoor, maybe a day or two outdoor exposure. It's thinner, it's a lot more difficult to start. It sometimes can leave a residue if you're not careful about how you take it off and wipe down afterwards. Yellow is a new one for us. It's kind of between the two. It's a good tape, it's not a lot of money, it works well. There's a lot of them out there that are also very thin without any craping at all. So they're not intended to be you can't make it bend. So it's just a straight line masking tape, fine line, leaves a very thin edge of paint or varnish. They're actually made out of rice paper. So if you feel the difference with your fingernail, it's very thin. Last one I have here is a pretty expensive one, but it does things that no other masking tape can do. It's thin, so it conforms nicely. It does beautiful work as far as bending, following curves. It'll also follow divots like this. You can lay it down on a surface and it'll follow the contour underneath or up above. So it's very conformable. It's also very acid resistant for aircraft paints and primers. It is pretty pricey, that's all. 36-yard roll versus 60-yard roll. As far as making some of these bend, the craping on the back is where they actually crush the paper in line in the machine. That allows it to stretch a little bit. Some of them will stretch more than others. The best process for doing that is to let a foot or so of it out and pull it tight and try to make it bend as you're going. You should always follow, especially in this kind of an application, a wipe with a tape wiper so that the edges don't pucker up and lift, and it'll flatten those edges out. This is a little bit narrower, but it's also more craped, so it bends a little bit better in a slightly tighter radius. Still not great. Paper tapes are not that good for making bends, but in most applications, it's adequate.